If you buy a home for $500,000 this year, it'll be worth $420,000 next year. This is a comment I recently got on one of my videos, and it's a really good point. Then I saw an article about how home prices have increased for the past 7 months. So what's going to happen? Will home prices drop in 2024? I'll answer that question, and I'll show you a technique you can use to see if home prices may drop in your local real estate market. With interest rates at around 8% of this recording, you would think that most buyers wouldn't be able to buy and sellers would need to drop the prices of their homes. And we are seeing that in some markets, but in others, we're not seeing that. And I'll address that a little bit later in the video. I think the biggest reason we're seeing home prices increase in the past 7 months is because of low inventory. Because interest rates are so high, homeowners are not selling their homes because they don't want to trade their 3, 4, or 5% interest rate for 8%, which makes sense because that would raise your mortgage by hundreds of dollars each month. So because of that, home prices aren't decreasing in all markets. But what goes up must go down, right? So will home prices decrease in 2024? The truth is, no one really knows what could happen, especially with this unpredictable housing market and economy. But using some common sense, you would think that there's a point where people won't be able to keep on affording homes with the rapid rise in inflation. This would cause demand for housing to go down, and in turn, home prices would decrease. According to the National Association of Realtors, the current amount of time a home is on the market is 21 days, which is up from previous months. However, I believe that's still a quick amount of time for homes to be sold, only 3 weeks. In my local market, before the pandemic, it would take about 3 months for a home to sell. And even at that point, it was still considered a seller's market. Right now, I don't see any clear indication that home prices will fall and will fall drastically. Like in the commenter's example, that would be about a 10% decrease in 1 year. Now, real estate is hyper-local, so there are some areas where home prices absolutely are decreasing, and some areas where they're still rising, and some places they're rising by a significant amount. So how can you determine if home prices will drop in your area? What I would recommend is researching your local real estate market to find out if home prices are currently decreasing. The way you can do that is by going to the Federal Reserve Economic Data website, or FRED. I'll put a link in the description along with a link to my free homebuyer course. You can type in your city name and home prices. So for me, I would type in Orlando home prices in the little search bar. Now, if you live in a small city, you'll probably have to pick your metro area. Then you'll see a chart, and this will give you a good idea where the home prices currently are and what's trending. Sometimes you will see prices kind of go up a little bit, down a little bit. Usually they go up a little bit in the spring and summer, and then they'll start to go down a little bit in the winter and fall. That's just kind of how real estate is. It can be seasonal. Then if you see home prices that are going down and consistently have been going down, you're in an area where it's very possible that homes are overvalued and those prices may decrease even more. So if you are looking to buy, what you want to do is wait for the home prices to decrease at their bottom and buy at the bottom. And that's just in a perfect world. You can't always time the market. It's pretty difficult to do. Another technique you can use is Google your local realtor association. So for me, I would Google Orlando Realtor Association, and then I'll be able to get to the website for my area. And a lot of times you can find stats. Sometimes the association will analyze the stats for you, and this can give you a good idea of where home prices might be trending in your local area. So basically what you're trying to do with these techniques is find out what's been happening in your local market for, the past year or so, what's happening right now, and where it might go in the future. And the way you're doing that is by kind of figuring out the trends and basically doing trend analysis. Now let's get into it. Are home prices gonna drop in 2024? Of course, we really don't know, but here's my best guess. Overall in the US, I don't think we're going to see a significant price decrease. I don't think it's going to go down to 10% nationally. I just don't see it happening. Inventory is so low right now, and I don't see an immediate fix that will happen within the next year that will make it where there's more inventory, less competition, and home prices stop increasing at the rate that they have been. However, I wouldn't completely rule out that home prices drop in 2024 because of the current unstable economy. To be clear, I'm not an economic advisor. I'm just kind of guessing from what I see, and it's pretty obvious that we don't have a healthy economy. We could easily end up in a recession, and if that were to happen, it's possible that home prices would decrease. It's possible more homes could go on the market to be sold because people will need to sell their homes because they're in a financial bind. But I don't know if we do end up having a recession, if that's going to make it where a bunch of people are going to have to sell their homes, because people that have owned their homes for more than 3 years are sitting on a lot of equity. Their home is worth much more than what they currently owe on the property. Because of that, there's some options for them if they get in a financial bind, like taking out a home equity loan, potentially refinancing. There's just a lot of options people can do right now if they start to have financial issues. So will home prices drop in 2024? I really don't see that happening at a national level, but I think it's really important to do your due diligence, do your research, and have a real estate agent that you can trust to help you figure out if it's a good time for you to buy a home or not. If you need help finding a real estate agent, I can help you with that. The link is in the description. To learn how you can buy a home in a year regardless of market condition, check out this video or this video about how you can buy a home with zero money down. Thanks for watching to the end, especially if you're a subscriber.